Do you want to know how I spice up my reptile maintenance days? I listen to the DIY Chameleon Guys.
Hello, good Wednesday, everybody, at DIY Chameleon Guy Land. Hello, James.
Hey, everybody. How we doing? Check out this shirt, Bill.
Yeah,
God,
what's
I love
going
this
on?
thing.
What? DIY Chameleon? Look at that thing.
Oh!
Well, you know what? I have one too.
Awesome. That's so awesome. Huh?
And okay, do we need to finish the
Oh,
uniform?
look at this. Let's go to work.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go to work.
James, why
I
do
don't
we
know,
have
because
these?
there's this really special person named Eliza Ann that just takes such good care of us.
Yeah, I got to tell you, all of you guys, we are being spoiled by some people in the community, and Eliza Ann, I want to say thank you very much for these caps and T-shirts. Really appreciate it. They look great.
Man, we are official now, right?
That's right. Now you're going to be recognized
I know,
all
right?
over. Home Depot,
Wear
Lowe's.
this puppy out in public.
You're going to get Arrow Hardware calling you up and say, hey, you know what? Could you come shop at our place? Today we're going to be talking about some of projects that you are finishing up. We were talking about the cabinets, but I know you've got something else that you had in the wings.
So
let's bring it on out.
I do. So about 6-8 months ago, when I was doing a temporary cage, I made what I call a shaker cage. This is so easy to build. Anybody could build it. We're just going to have some things.
Wait, James, what is a shaker cage?
Shaker is a style of cabinetry. I don't know if you've seen kitchens, but they all have really square edges, and they're kind of put together like pallets almost. It's got this shaker look to it. And so I've seen a lot of kitchenry done with it, and that's where I came up with the idea of how to put this thing together. Just a bunch of blocks.
All right.
It's almost like you would do in school as a kid, putting blocks together. Look at that.
Oh, that is nice.
Cool or what? So all I really did was nail a bunch of 1x together. I even made spacing on the top for my lighting. And I made it so we could slide the cage in and out, but then, of course, I needed to put that drain in it. I also added acrylic to the front, siliconed it on there, and then I used another type of expanded fluted polycarbonate that's clear. They're using this stuff in greenhouses now, and I wanted to give it an effect of being able to get a bunch of light in it. So that's what we did here. Put a screen door on it, or I literally put a piece of plexiglass on the front of this guy.
Was that a standard
That's a standard Reptibreeze sitting in there.
Okay, so you took out the screen.
Nope. The screen's still in there.
Oh.
The screen's still on the inside. It gives I figured it would be good. You know, our chameleons sometimes like to screen cage.
Oh, well,
find the screen.
You let feeders go.
Exactly. That way I can put my crickets on here and shut the door, and they're stuck to the front screen along with my dubias.
That is the one thing I miss about when I have all of these hybrid enclosures and cages, is having the screen so I can let things run up the wall.
So literally all I did was put a bead of silicone around the outside edge of the frame.
Yeah.
And I just set the polycarbonate inside of it. Wet set it. Remember that? We talked about that before. It's called wet setting.
Yep.
Let it dry up, and now I have a hybrid cage. The biggest problem I had was the door was really flimsy, and then I started building the cage around it. And this literally supports the whole frame and structure, and now I don't have any issues with wobbling and so on and so forth. Super fun to build.
Yeah, for everybody.
Super easy.
Yeah, I got to say, it's having a heavy door is a huge design consideration, because like these frames, once you get that door and it swings open, you've got all of that weight and you've got this lever. It's going to really cause problems with your cage frame when we start talking about this kind of stuff. So this is James is showing us how to do it, so you can have like an acrylic up front there.
So we just added enough material to keep the frame nice and tight. And of course I added wheels and Flex Seal at the bottom.
Well, of course.
And you know, we did the Flex Seal just like the commercial. We sprayed it on the screen, and I'll be darned, it worked. Go figure.
What do you mean? So where did you spray the Flex Seal?
Let's see if we can bring you in close.
Yeah. And by the way, while we're doing this, let's also take a look at the top, because that's everybody. If you have problems with putting enough stuff on the top, having a frame like that on top is the way to go, because then you can build out all sorts of things to raise your lights up and move your heat lamp off at an angle. That is great. All right.
So what I did is I just put some tape around the inside, and then I just sprayed the screen and the polycarbonate through the screen, and I sprayed that Flex Seal in there.
Okay.
It worked unbelievably well.
Wow.
Let's see if I can get you up to the top. Whoops. Technical difficulties.
Look at this. Are we up on a pole?
There's my top. Okay, so I have a spot for my fan. I've got a spot for my basking light, and 3 spots for 2 Jungle Dawns and a UVB. So I left the spacing just enough so that you were able to put the lights right on top of the wood. And that's what we did.
Excellent. Oh, that is awesome.
It was a fun build, but it was an emergency build. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
So how long did it take you to throw that together?
Less than 2 hours.
And how long did it take for the Flex Seal to dry and be able to
I didn't use it for a week.
I'm
real kind of crazy with the Flex Seal. I want to make sure I have 100% curing on it. So usually when I'm using Flex Seal, I'll make sure to put plenty of time in for letting it set up. And I had the animal in it by the end of the week. I built it the week before I brought home the animals. So
all right, looks great.
It was a fun build. Oh, and I put wheels on it.
Well, of course you did. That's a prerequisite for anything we do here.
Wheels are awesome.
All right. So now to the main event. As last week,
go ahead.
We foreshadowed. We said that we were going to finish up the cabinet, the cabinet that we built, and I say we, I mean you. And everybody, this is the first time I'm seeing it as well. So we're all in this together. James, take it away.
Well, Bill, sometimes I go a little too extreme, and then what happens is, and that's what I want everybody to encourage you to do, is when you're doing these projects. We can give you a build list, but the reality of it is if you start building one of these cages, it can grow, it can escalate. As you start building things, you start seeing a different vision, and that's exactly what happened to this. Bill gave me a challenge. Eliza Ann's idea came up. She gave me this challenge to just make a base. Well, I can't do that. I can't do that. So this is what I did.
All right. Hope everybody is sitting down for this. Oh, dude. What? Wait a minute. You've got a top to it. Oh man. All right. You need to. Bring that in. We need to take a tour of this thing. Oh, that is nicely painted, and there's a hood to it. Oh, that's a nice looking hood. Oh my goodness.
It's crown molding.
Oh, what the heck? Oh boy. Okay, wait, how's that is it just sitting on top?
No, I made a lid. You know me better than that, Bill. It slides on.
How is it sitting up there?
Can you see what I'm doing there?
What?
It just sits right on top of the cage. So what I did is I made little wings here on the side to hold it in place. We added some crown molding. We also added a back on it
Okay.
so that we're able to get our stuff up in here. And of course, we have our sides. So that keeps our water barrier. Okay. We haven't put the drain in yet because I thought maybe we might do that right now.
Really? Oh, yeah, let's do it. Oh, we should. Yes. Yes.
So let's see.
All right, so let's hit the stage here. You have the cage sitting on plywood, and inside the cage is the stock floor.
We have our plastic tray in here. Let me see if we can. Can you see that in there?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So we've got access to the inside. There's our plastic tray. This is the bottom that I flex sealed. Remember, this is all flex seal on the inside of this outside of the cage. We have our tray in here.
As is appropriate.
Okay. We have a 2 1/8 drill bit. We're going to put it in our drill. Make sure that our tip is as long as we can make it. We're going to take a measurement all the way across. The inside is 23.5 by 23.5. Now, some people aren't mathematicians, so let me show you a little trick. I can take my tip. I can take my tape measure and put 23.5 right there, and take my tip and put it on 23.5. And what does that say? Well, gosh darn, 11 3/4. Trick for you, Bill.
Thank you.
So we're going to go 11 3/4. We're going to double check ourselves the other way. Oh my goodness, works out 11 3/4. I'm going to come over 11 3/4 off the back. Check myself again. Lands at 11 3/4. Get my handy dandy drill at 2 1/8. I'm going to set it right in the center of the X.
Okay.
Slowly, I'm going to drill through the plastic and try to get the tip into the wood before the hole saw starts cutting. Okay, we've cut through the plastic. This is how you get that guy out of there. We are through the plastic, and now we're going to go through the wood. Again, the little trick. Take your hole saw back off the bit. Use your bit. Pop that guy right out of there.
Okay.
Next thing we'll do, take our nut off. Now remember, we've got a wire gasket, a rubber gasket, a paper gasket, I'm sorry. So we have 3 gaskets. Wipe this off just real nice and clean. Get that sawdust out of the way. We're going to take our 100% silicone.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take our sink drain. This is the bar sink style. So this is a 2 3/8. This is a smaller guy, not our shower drain that we normally use. We're just going to take this and spin a little bead right on there. You don't need much, just enough to go all the way around the edge. Take that guy, set him in the hole, push him down just a touch. We're going to take our gaskets. First one that's going to go on is the rubber one. Second one that's going to go on is the paper one, and the nut's going to hold it in place. This part, I don't know if I can show you. Maybe I can.
You could lift up the service door.
I could.
That may give you a better angle. But I know it. You're doing this for the camera.
I'm trying to stay out of the way.
So we can see.
And really, that's
because you're a consummate professional.
all there is to it. The little bit that goops out, I like to wipe it off right away. And
that was easy.
We see what's going on there. I didn't have any problems there, Bill, with it spinning around or anything. Not sure.
Well, you're just as creative as I
Not
am.
sure what you went through with your trauma, but
Guys, he's giving me a hard time. What the
I
heck?
think that went together pretty slick. It took me about 39 seconds if I'd have had everything sitting there. There we go. We have a drain in it now.
Nice.
I've got the top done. Now we get to get creative with the planting, putting in. I think I'm going to be adding some of the polystyrene that we always use. I just have this creative thing going in my head with this enclosure. I think the white and black is going to have a great contrast. So instead of doing it in the clear, I think I'm going to use the black or the white. But I think the back half of it, we might do a spray foam episode.
I think that would be wonderful.
So I'm thinking, since it's getting so creative, we'll be doing a spray foam on the back. We'll probably continue to use the clear on the sides to give it that opaque look. And then something that's changed in my mind in the back, we originally decided we were going to put some tubing to hide all of our wires.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I feel like now I kind of want to build a little chase. Since I'm going to be hiding it with the back anyway, and making this a solid piece of wood to go up the back to give it a complete finished look. So I'm throwing out the tubing, and I'm going to build a back for it to hide everything.
You know what? Always making it better.
That's what I like to encourage on this. Why I don't want to give you a build list, I can do that. We could cookie cutter everything. But what we're trying to do is encourage you to be creative and take it to another level. Start off with your main idea. I don't want you building my idea. I want you to build your own idea. I want you to use my techniques and my thought process in doing this and create your own cage. Show us what you're doing. Maybe we can, bring some of your cages on and do some episodes with you guys.
I would absolutely love to do that. And everybody, if you have your own DIY cages, I would like you to send those to bill@chameleonacademy.com and send us your DIY cages. And we are going to be doing an episode all about the viewers' cages and or projects, whatever you've done that's DIY, planter box, cages, anything. Please send them bill@chameleonacademy.com. And we're going to do, and with that, of course, with the understanding that we'll put it on a public video. And we want to do a customer, or not a customer, a viewer video. So please show us what you've done, especially if you've done something based on what we've done here on the show, because that would be awesome.
Be totally awesome. There you have it.
So
2 great cages.
All right,
Any
James.
questions for me, Bill?
So, no questions other than that is incredibly awesome. I love it. And I would say the only question is, what's the next steps? We've talked about it, but at this point, next step would be a back and your cords and such.
So I'm going to make it so that it's removable.
Okay.
I'm going to put a couple little latches on it to give it some character. And we're going to just build almost a shroud that just fits across that back area. So it won't be very big, but it'll give the cabinet more of a complete look. So it's just basically going to fill this space. And then all my stuff can hide back here, and we'll have the white fluted polystyrene in the front of it. You won't see any of your tubing, your fogger hoses, your mist systems. And then we'll put all of the other stuff in the cabinet below, which we will also be doing. We're going to do some kind of way of attaching our electrical. Now we've got it set up. We can put 2 buckets in here super easy. We've got a lot of room underneath it, and it's not even, it's not that much bigger than the original Reptipres.
Okay. So, okay. In that case, I think we got to just prepare for next week's episode. You think we can do the backdrop for next week's episode?
I think we can sure shoot for that, yes.
All right. And always, we just go with the flow.
Have fun. Just build it.
All right, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you next week on the DIY Chameleon Guys.